What's up, everybody? Before we get started, I wanted to plug a couple of our guest socials before the video here. Check him out at Watch Me Ball Media, where he covers a lot of young up-and-coming athletes and gets them some mixtape footage and puts together stuff for them. A lot of really cool content on there. I personally love that page. One of my favorite pages on Instagram. And then also check out the Roaring 20 Show on Instagram. Our guest will be starting up his own podcast where they're talking about real world experiences that we're going through, experiences and events, and comparing it to the 1920s and everything that they thought that was going to be going on then, and just kind of seeing how history is repeating itself a little bit, and also just talking about these events that we're going through and seeing how different people are experiencing them. Thank you for checking this out and enjoy the video. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, I got my boy Cam Cox here for the Los Angeles Lakers breakdown and season predictions. Cam, how you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good. I can't complain, you know what I'm saying? Had a long day at work, but, here talking about the NBA and the Lakers. They got LeBron, so definitely excited.
Heck yeah, man. Glad to have you here. All right, so obviously, first thing you got to talk about with this Lakers team, they've got a trio now, a big three of LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. I think this is going to be an interesting trio. I'm not really sure how the chemistry is going to be here with two ball-dominant guys with LeBron and Westbrook. How are you feeling about this trio?
Well, before I start this, I'll say, I've been a LeBron fan my whole life, you know what I'm saying? I love LeBron. Any team he goes to, I automatically think they're going to be good. But I'm going to try to be as non-biased as possible.
All right.
I personally don't know about the trio just yet. And I don't think the bad part is that, for trios like this, especially players like that to come together, it doesn't always, go good in its first year.
Right.
But the situation like LeBron is in is that he didn't have many years left. I think he's getting to that point. Mm-hmm. So I think that they will be good. I don't know if it's gonna be the first year. I know people automatically think they're gonna go to the championship, that's the expectations, and they could do that. But I'm not saying they're gonna win. I just don't know. I'm not sold just yet until I actually see them play.
Right.
But my expectations is obviously they're gonna be good, top four in the West for sure. Yeah. I wouldn't say anything crazy like them to win it outright or go stupid, because I don't think people should get caught up in the players that these people were 4 or 5 years ago versus who they are today. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So with that said, they've got 10 players on this roster with 8+ years of NBA experience. So easily one of the oldest teams in the league. How do you think about the whole wash narrative that people are giving this team?
I don't think washed is the word to use, because at the end of the day, talent is talent. You know what I'm saying? These guys have been around. Obviously experience is a big factor in the NBA. Something at that level. But what I will say is it's, I don't know. People paying enough attention, but the league is a young league now. It's like a young man's league. If you look the last couple of years, you got. Teams like the Suns, teams like the Bucks, young teams like that who are starting to come alive, and it's just showing that again, I'm gonna take us on a little history trip, but about 6-7 years ago, the thing in the NBA was getting those guys who had all that experience, and they would just bully the young guys. Now, these dudes are so good that I don't really think that matters as much. So, I'm not sure. It could go, with all that experience, it could go either way. I hate to be so misleading, but that's the truth.
Oh yeah, I definitely understand that. Like you said, you got these dudes with experience, but like you said, it seems like this league is under more of a youth movement. The younger teams are really taking over. You mentioned the Suns, which people might think Chris Paul, but then you look past Chris Paul, and that's all dudes that are 26 for the most part. So it'll really. Oh, go ahead.
LeBron's doing everything he can for what I've seen as far as social media and stuff to make sure these guys all mesh. But at the end of the day, I just wonder, man. I just wonder, because I every year with LeBron too, when you play with LeBron, if you don't win a championship in the first year, everybody goes to a new team. All the little role players go to a new team. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah. So. I thought it was interesting to look at this roster and see they had Dwight Howard and Rondo, who left last season, and now they're coming back to the team.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
mean, Rondo's definitely a big piece, and Dwight Howard is definitely far from done. It seems. I mean, those are definitely like two guys who are going to come in with the second unit, and like in the second unit, that's where I feel like experience matters a little bit more because you're getting deeper into your bench, and those guys might not understand the flow of the game or how it works, especially playing with a team that caliber. So that itself, I will say, like that's one thing in the Lakers, like I will say about them that they're going to be probably the best in the NBA at. It's just how deep they are. So
Yeah,
second unit is going to be solid, very solid.
yeah, I definitely agree with that. And you mentioned how these veterans come in and like they're still good players, like not washed. They're still good. And I think one guy you got to take with that is Carmelo Anthony, who's coming into this team now. People were trying to write him off and say he was done. This dude comes back in Portland and like he just kind of balls out, does his thing. He plays like Carmelo Anthony. Like he was far from washed.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at a lot of players who were either close to being done in the league or like even or breaking out in the league, LeBron will push you to that next level. I mean, like a perfect example is like he was kind of already solidified at this time, but like Kyrie Irving, like when people already knew Kyrie Irving was good, but like they knew he was great after that year. Like him and LeBron really linked up because it just puts all those more eyes on you. So I'm curious to see like what happens with Melo because Melo is definitely somebody, he shoots the ball like a ton, you know what I'm saying? He's a momentum player. Like if he's hitting his shots, then he's Carmelo Anthony. But if not, then he's just another body on the court.
Right.
I think Melo is actually going to do great this year. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, I don't know if you know the old story of like how, I mean, there were once plans like back in like 2005, 2004 of like Melo and D Wade supposed to play together.
Yep.
And it just never happened. I mean, LeBron's played with D Wade now, and then now he's got Melo. I feel like there's no way that he doesn't elevate that like play of him.
Oh yeah, their little banana boat crew squad.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so this team was first in defensive rating last year. They were 24th in offense. So how do you think this new roster that they're bringing in? Do you think the offense improves with it, or do you think we kind of see another like lackluster type offensive year?
Believe it or not, I think on the defensive, I don't think they'll be the number one team anymore. I think they'll still be top 5, maybe top 3. I just think with so many old players, like, I've never played in the NBA, but I mean, I feel like they're kind of getting a little older, and defense is something that takes like pure like just effort. And with so many old guys on the court, like dude, like it takes just one person being like, all right, bro, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
To start giving up stops, like what I'm saying, like. So I think they're still going to be great defensively just because of who they have. But I think offensively is where they're going to see, like, if they're 24th last year, I definitely think they'll be top 10 this year.
You think top 10?
Top 10 this year. And I bet sometimes during the season, you'll be able to check it and they'll be top 5, maybe top 3. But I think they'll end the year probably top 10. Because, dude, it's just like, I mean, when you're great and you solidify yourself in the NBA, you take nights off.
Yeah, definitely. So. Yeah, I definitely see like top 15 as a lock. I don't know if I go as far to say top 10 just because this league is shifting. There's just so much offense going around everywhere.
I mean, you do make a good point though.
Yeah. But I definitely think top 15 offense is a lock for this team. Again, I've said it in so many of these videos that I'm posting. This is assuming everyone's healthy, but we're not in a perfect world. Not everyone's going to stay healthy. You never know when a fragile Anthony Davis is going to go down. You never know when an old LeBron's going to go down. So you never know when things are going to happen.
Yeah. And like the thing I was thinking about before I got on this call, like my biggest concern with the Lakers is just like at the end of the day, whether people want to admit it or not, like LeBron, AD, and like Westbrook are 3 great players. But at the end of the day, like I'm not going to say the end of the day, but they are stat stuffing type players. You know what I'm saying? Like there will be times if you watch them, they would much rather get the triple-double than, like, seeing their team win. The only person I'll take up for is Russell Westbrook. Like, he will lock in sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But he'll lock in and really try to win the game. But, like, LeBron, dude, and I love him, but sometimes, dude, he'll literally care more about getting the triple-double and, making sure his stats look right rather than winning the game. And I just worry about that some nights. Like, that's going to be the biggest takeaway with him.
Yeah, I definitely think that selflessness or selfishness is going to be something to monitor with this team, seeing how willing they are to distribute the ball to their teammates rather than trying to get their individual stats.
Yeah, that's true.
So to go along with the offense improving or maybe staying stagnant, I see Malik Monk and Kendrick Nunn coming into this team, and I think these two dudes are going to be some like low key pickups this offseason that are going to come in here and ball out. What do you think about these two guys?
I think those are two, great ones. But the one that I think people shouldn't sleep on is Kent Bazemore.
Okay.
Because I don't want to, I don't know the facts on this, but I know Kent Bazemore obviously played for the Warriors. Can't remember if he was with them when they won a ring.
But don't think he was there when they won a ring, but he was there during the process of building up to it.
Right. And when you play with the Warriors, you play with a team like that, you're playing against teams that have stars on the same level as LeBron, AD, and Westbrook. You kind of got it a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And the thing about him is like he locks up. Malik Monk is great. Like he can score, he can fill the stat sheet up, he can do all that. But at the end of the day, he's probably like 24, 25 at most now.
He's super young, like 23, 24 still.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is just a destination for him. Like Kent Bazemore, like I'm not gonna lie, is like kind of past the peak of his career, coming down, trying to figure it out. Like he's considered an old guy now. So like,
oh yeah,
it's a little different. I think Kent Bazemore actually will be one of the biggest. But I mean that doesn't take away from Malik Monk and I can't remember the other one you said, but
Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah, that doesn't take away like
from Miami.
Yeah, Kendrick Nunn is great, but the thing that's going to be hard for Kendrick Nunn is he's going to have to be able to beat out a Talon THT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, those are two dudes that I don't know. I just look at this roster and I'm like, these two dudes are microwave scorers that can come off the bench and get theirs in a given night. I think they're going to be low key pickups for this team this offseason.
So who do you think? Like, what do you think? Like the Lakers, like 8 to 9 man rotation is going to be then with so many people?
That's a tough question. I think, well, obviously you got LeBron, AD, Westbrook. Those are locks. Let's see. So that's 3. I think if you're going 8-man rotation, I feel like they're probably putting Melo in there. But I think it's really going to depend on like the first half of the season. We'll probably see more of who's going to make it there. But so we got those 4. I really think one of 2, either Monk or Nunn, not both of them, would make it. Bazemore, Dwight, and probably Rondo. People be hyping up THT, but
didn't they get DeAndre Jordan too?
Oh yeah, they did.
Because now, like, I'm just sitting here wondering. I wonder who's
kind of bad last year.
Yeah, but I mean, he put like again, like DeAndre Jordan, dude, like he been in the limelight. He knows what it's like.
Yeah,
he'll come back alive for a season or 2.
Yeah, but Dwight has been too, so I feel like the 2 interchangeable ones there.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to start though for them at center.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one. They're, like you said, if they're trying to cut it down to an 8 or 9 man rotation once it gets later in the season or whatever, and they're trying to really lock in, I think they're going to have some interesting choices to make.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, man. So anything else you want to add before we get to our season predictions?
Nothing out the norm, man. It's just like I just really wonder, like, because I'm such a big LeBron fan but I'm also realistic, like, because I know that dude's time's ticking. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like he's only realistically got 3 years at most to make a try at the finals. Because like what LeBron is like if he doesn't go to the finals, people automatically consider that year a failure. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I think he's only got like realistically 2 to 3 more tries at it, and then from there he's just going to be coasting, kind of doing his like little farewell years. But yeah, they got to make a run here this first year though. It's not going to be looking so good.
Yeah,
they can't go out first round.
Yeah, not like last year. Can't go out to the Suns or nobody like that. That was crazy to see LeBron take a first round exit, but it's what it is. Last year was a weird year, just like the year before in the bubble.
Yeah, facts.
All right, so season predictions. I'm gonna let you go first. Go ahead and throw out what you got.
What they play 82 games?
I think they're going for a full 82 this year.
I'll probably give them something like somewhere around like 50 and 32, maybe like 55, 27, somewhere in there on the high end. You know, they might get like a 60-22. Like I could see 60-22, believe it or not. But like I could also see, you know, the 50-32. So like,
yeah,
it's really gonna depend. But I think they finished like for sure top 4 in the West. Best case scenario, they finish top 2, but they I don't see them finishing 1 in any scenario.
yeah.
Just because like
1.
probably like someone like the Jazz, the Nuggets, or like
Okay.
the Clippers, just because like those teams are so solid in the regular season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe even the Suns, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But they're definitely top 4, I think. I think they go, obviously, you know, get past first round. I think they go all the way to the finals, but I can't even begin to give my prediction on if they win it.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. So I've got my season predictions. I've got this team falling between a 3 to 5 seed. I didn't really put a win total on them, but I got them falling between a 3 and 5 seed, somewhere around there. And I said championship upside with LeBron, but I think they get bumped in the conference finals to either like a Nuggets or Jazz or Suns team, one of those 3.
It's not bad. I mean, that's not far-fetched though. It's not far-fetched because I mean, like we said, it's a young players league now.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't see these guys necessarily holding up all the way through. You know, LeBron's going to push them because that's what he does. But I just don't see this team holding up fatigue-wise, stamina-wise, all the way through the whole season like that.
Yeah, I mean, they got players who definitely are going to believe in load management this year. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with you. Just except for like, I agree with you except for the fact like I think they'll get to the finals. I agree exactly with you. I just think they'll get to the finals off of who they have and how deep they are. But by then they'll be so burnt out that, you know. But I mean, it would be cool to see Melo win his first ring.
It would for sure.
So
but we'll see.
Do you think during the time that those 3 are possibly going to be together they'll win a ring?
What was that?
Do you think the time that those 3 will be together that they'll win a ring though?
The LeBron, AD, Westbrook trio?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Westbrook. Dude's got high motor. He's a great player, but I just don't see him on a championship winning team. He could
That's fair.
Champion like a team that goes to the championship, but I don't see him on a championship winning team.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So that's my thoughts on the trio a little bit. I could talk about it for a long time. They got a lot of players to talk about, but that's my little 2 cents and my little breakdown season prediction for this team.
So hold on. So what teams do you like out the East though?
Out the East, I'd probably say you got to throw the Bucks in there.
Yeah.
The Nets, as long as everyone stays healthy. I don't know if you paid attention to media day. I don't know what's going on with Kyrie, but we'll see if he actually decides to join the team this year. So Nets, Bucks. I'm probably biased in saying the Celtics. I don't see them winning a championship, but I could see them potentially going to it as long as everyone stays healthy. I really think that's your 3 like big contenders out the East.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But like obviously leaning more towards the Bucks and Nets than I am the Celtics.
I can see the Bucks. I can see the Bucks actually winning again though.
Yeah, they're a nasty squad. Drew Holiday, Giannis, obviously, Middleton's still there. Like you returning players on that team.
Yeah, and like the Bucks is like one thing that I was talking to my barber about this other day is like the thing about the Bucks is like when you watch their games, like it's very rarely that you tune into a game and they're absolutely killing someone. Like the Bucks, when you usually tune into the game, are actually losing.
Yeah.
And they find a way to somehow win in like the last 3 minutes of the game. Like that's one thing that's like unique about the Bucks, though.
Yeah, they're definitely a closing team for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna wrap up the video real quick. Appreciate everybody watching. Cam, appreciate you hopping on here, talking some Lakers basketball with us. Enjoyed talking to you about that, breakdowns and season predictions. This is, like I said, this is going to be an interesting team to watch, interesting team to follow. I'm sure they're going to have tons of national media games for everybody to watch. So tune into those, see what this Lakers team does, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the video. And we will catch you on the next one. Peace out.